Okay, so I'm on the BBC and I'm looking up Megan's appearance on the panel South by Southwest panel last night, and where she said we've forgotten our humanity. Um, in talking about social media and the bullying that she endured, and the bullying generally that occurs on social media. And look, I mean, it's funny because no one even talks about, like, for example, when you have a YouTube channel, you would be shocked, I think, to know how many comments I don't post, I don't allow on my YouTube channel because they're so abusive, and some of it directed at me, right? Um, Most of it directed at Megan. I mean, you want to have a balanced discussion. You don't want to censor every single person who says something negative about you or even about Megan. But some of that stuff is just so horrible that, you can't. So the abuse is I guess that's part of online abuse as well. But you'd be surprised. It's not just on Twitter or something like that. It's also people who have YouTube channels and those comments behind the scenes that are pretty amazing. But anyway, so Megan was at the South by Southwest panel discussion last night with Brooke Shields and Katie Couric and other women, and discussing her experiences, discussing social media and so on. And yeah, she said we have lost our humanity. I could not agree more that we're heading into a certain place. But I think we have to look at the problem beyond just social media. Social media is the final end point, right? Something caused people to become like that in the first place, and social media just gave them the conduit by which to express what's within. It is not social media that is the problem. The problem is a more societal issue, like what's really there. There's rancidness in the society, and social media is the conduit through which we see what's really happening in our society, what our society is, and what our humanity is. What does Megan think humanity is, right? She still thinks humanity is what she thought humanity is when she was 5 years old, when I was 5 years old, when I was 10 years old. There comes a moment in your life where you wake up and you smell the coffee. Humanity is not what we were told it is. Humanity is what it always has been. It is rancid. It is horrible. People are this way. They feel this way, and they're always going to feel the way they feel. This is not new. This is not new. Think about it. Think about what Hitler did. Go back before Hitler. You have Herod, you have all kinds of kings into biblical times. Go back to biblical times. You want to talk about what humanity is? Let us be honest with ourselves. We are fucking horrible. Let's start there. Humanity is fucking horrible. Say it, right? Just say it. And then we figure out, what are we going to do about it? How do we fix ourselves? Honestly, this is the question. Because there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. I mean, look at what they did to Jesus Christ. This is 2,000 years ago. Okay. I mean, and that's just one. I'm not even like, trying to be all biblical over here, but I'm just saying humanity has always been a bunch of bullies. Humanity has always been horrible, right? Always been horrible. The kind human beings were always the few and far between, and they became leaders, many of them, but many of them were taken down by that hateful humanity in the end. They never survived to old age. Humanity is anathema to kindness, goodness, fairness, all of that. This is anathema to humanity. And so we have to say to ourselves, I think we have to admit to ourselves. I was so gratified and relieved to hear Megan finally admit that the bulk of the abuse that she has been enduring has been coming from other women. This is very important. Now, there have been several very high profile men who joined that bandwagon, or maybe even led the bandwagon of these hysterical, hateful women. But the overwhelming bulk are women abusing women, and then they turn around and have the audacity to accuse men of being misogynists. They turn around and have the audacity for accusing men of that. So I'm glad Megan finally admitted that. But I mean, this idea that we have forgotten our humanity, Megan, no, we have not. This is what humans are. This is what they always have been. And guess what? This is what they always will be unless we all collectively face up to what we are as a species and figure out what's the way forward. How do we change this? And if you think AI and these kinds of things and multiplanetary living is going to change anything about humanity, you all are even more deluded than I thought possible. And it's not just Megan, it's people like Elon Musk and all these people, right? It's just taking it to the next level, right? Because at the core, people are horrid. What they're doing to you, Megan, is not new. It is as old as time itself. The question is, how do we rewire our natural instincts? Because I do believe that we are, as human beings, somebody else's robot. This is a simulation. Someone did this to us. How do we rejig ourselves to be less mean and horrible?